Guys, I'm about to start a water-based clay, and in the channel you know that it's like one of my favorite mediums because it's very inexpensive. But in this video I'm going to show you some of the basic tools you need for water sculpture. So let's get started. First off, you need some sort of base because you don't want to build it directly on your table. So this is my modeling stand, and it rotates. You don't need a modeling stand, you could just use a desk or whatever. It helps to have something you can rotate, especially if you like to stand up like me while I'm sculpting. You kind of sculpt a little bit more with your body as opposed to your hands and create smaller stuff. So you can have this and move it around. So, but you can have a desk, it's fine. The other thing, you need some sort of wood base. I like to get a wood base with something I can kind of grab the holes, especially if it's getting kind of heavy. And then I put a plastic bag on the top. What this lets you do as the clay dries towards the end, it doesn't crack the sculpture. So what happens if you have a piece of wood, it tends to grab that wood and won't let it go. And also, with wood, sometimes if it's not laminated or properly prepared, it can start to create some mold in it. Another thing you're going to need is a bottle like this for spraying water, and these are very inexpensive. Anything will do, just use regular water. Another one of my favorite tools are these. These are just paint scrapers that you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, any hardware store. And this one's been very well worn. It's already starting to become a little bit rounder. But I like using this for water-based clay because you can scrape at it really fast. You work your big masses with this, and you can cut using this little end. Another thing I really recommend is this. This is a pottery tool. It's basically, if you don't have access to pottery tools, you can just cut a Coke can or soda can and make the shape. But the real nice thing is that it's got these serrated teeth. I don't know if you guys can tell, sorry about the lighting, but that's the serrated teeth, and then you scrape away at your clay and it leaves these little marks. I got these from Sculpture House, and these I made, you can tell just the difference in size. So this one is for a much larger sculpture. In the beginning I like to use larger type of hardwood tools like this, but you can make your own. Very easy to make, very cheap. Just get a piece of wood, that's oak, chestnut, whatever, and cut these shapes. Look in my YouTube videos for how to make these own. Another thing that's handy that's not really required are these calipers. These calipers, if you're going to do a portrait, for example, you can take measurements from your head, take it to your sculpture, and you can create a likeness very easily with one of these. Some other tools, you're going to need hardwood tools like this. I like the flat stuff. Very easy to use. I like one of these round ones because you can kind of draw in the shapes. And for finishing your sculpture, I recommend these bristle brushes. They're oil painting bristle brushes. They're some of the cheaper ones, but they're the best ones. You want something that's a little stiff so you can push the clay around. These I really like as well. They're silicone tools, and when you use these silicone tools, it almost feels like you're painting with it in clay. Water-based clay is very fluid, so get a few sets of these. So they have this one that's a little bit harder silicone. This one's a little bit softer, so you can create very different brush strokes on your clay just using these little tools. And that's pretty much the basic tools you need for water-based sculpture. It's really simple. Water-based sculpture is probably the easiest way of sculpting. You'll need some plastic bags to cover your work at the end of the session. Otherwise, it's probably the cheapest form. Every country has got different types of clay, so a lot of people have asked me what kind of clay I use, and since I'm in the Washington, D.C. area of the United States, there's the most abundant sort of clay is called Virginia Red. But the important thing that you get is low fire. Low fire, basically, you can fire it at a lower temperature and create a solid work. I'll be doing some videos on how to properly fire sculptures in a kiln, and eventually I will do a couple of videos on how to fire it outside in a hole on the ground. you really don't need a kiln, but the kiln makes it easy to keep a very consistent temperature for your sculptures, because you need to create a very slow, gradual heating so it doesn't break or create any fractures. But that's pretty much it. Tools are very simple, guys. If you have any comments, post in the comments below and I will make sure to reply to those. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.